JefferyLikeTracksContacts.com. What is going on, everybody?
Not quite that, but it'll feel like it. York, get the sensation.
What's going on? What's up, Greg? How's it going? How's it going, man? All right, anyway, here we are. We might as well, since we can't be at GATS, let me turn this down. I'm watching Shipping Wars on the television, man. Since we're not at GATS having fun with everybody else and got all these really good YouTube videos going on, we might as well have a little school in session and teach something, right? Well, you need to have some type of program to let you know how your business is doing and such and such. You know, the writing on a piece of paper or in a notebook and then trying to do those numbers really don't work very well, because something's always forgotten somewhere down the line. Something's always forgotten. John, I was gonna do a cooking show. You know, I already had dinner. I made it all and everything. Too late for that. Anybody want any water? Got some water if you're thirsty. What's up, Speedy Productions? See, go sit in the corner. You know, got to put you in the corner. All right. So here we go. See, now I use Truckin' Pro software. Now, if you want to get this program, you go to foglinesoftware.com, FOGlinesoftware.com, and at checkout, put the letter J, the letter L, and the number 10, JL10 in the discount box. You get $10 off. But it's a one-time purchase and it stays on your computer, you know. So there's no monthly recurring fee. So here it is, right? This is what it looks like. Now, it's got all these tabs up here that you could go through and put your pickups and drops in, and your fuel for the load, your expenses for the load, the route notes, and profit and loss, right? Right, Gary Grabber? So, let's say this load here. So you put it in there, 64 miles deadhead, 70 miles loaded. It came out at $2.24 a mile, but it's actually a $4, just over $4 a mile load, but with that deadhead, see, it knocks it down to $2.24, right? And if I go to another load, and I click this screen here, see, that load with a 22 mile deadhead knocks it down to $2.25 from where it was, if you take 167. But then if you get out of the screen, you can know everything you want to know about your business right here. You put in your revenue, shippers, receivers, brokers, clients, expenses, truck stops are all in there, vendors, the calendar. You can put your trucks and trailers in there. You got a log recapper, truck router, trip planner. You put your APU stuff, per diem, everything, invoices. And if you want reports, there's all the reports you can do. Every report you can think of, you can do. So that's what makes this program worth it. So now, hey Joel, appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate that super chat. Now, all the guys that are at, you know, that work off of, like at the Big Orange, right? They got their own load board, right? And the Freedom Board at Interstate, right? And some of these other companies, and then Landstar, okay? Hey, no problem, Joel. So, well, Jose, I'll go through more of it, you know. I got videos on this program, but I can show you some stuff. All right, so I put in, this is the difference. If you are running for a company where you can run off broker boards, or if you have your own authority and you don't want to do direct shipping. I did a 100-mile radius around Toledo, right? 100-mile radius around Toledo. And the dates are the 24th and 25th, today and tomorrow. And there's 1,341 loads. 1,341. That is the power. See, that is the power of being able to go on different load boards, because there's so much freight. There's so much freight out there to where if you're on one of those other boards and you put in a 100-mile radius, you might only have 15 or 20 loads to pick from, right? So that is why the big difference. What's up, Pale Rider TV? Oh, Pale Rider, are you at Gats yet? Today, tomorrow, sometime? Justin, that's that. That's the Member's Edge. Yeah, I won't take it off. See, that's the Member's Edge, dude. You got this. You got this already. But this is one of them, okay? And I got some others on here, and I could go through them, and you can post your trucks, and you can look at different lanes. There's all kinds of tools that is provided with this thing. So, you know, if people don't think there's any freight in their market, anybody want to see how many loads is by them? And I will bring it up. I don't need that power. See, there's a difference to Justin. I don't need the DAT power. I don't need to spend the extra money for something I can just hit the refresh button and I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need that. But for people that need it, that's why they have it, right? I'm giving Justin, I don't need the 15-day average. See, I don't care what the 15-day average is, because I know what I'm going to run the truck for. 100 miles around Nashville today and tomorrow. With van. This is a van, okay? This is on van. All right? There's 538 loads on this board. Okay? And this is only van freight. So if you got something else, then, you know, you have something else. 61,270, Charles. Man, you guys got all kinds of stuff going on here. Here, let's put in 61,270. 1,081. 61,270. So, you know, that's just it. And then there's other versions of this, like Justin was saying. He has, you know, DAT power. So it's as much money as you want to spend as to what features you unlock. That's the only difference. Here, we'll give you 540/28. Oops. Doop. Oh, now we're on some other stuff. We got backlogged out of there. 540. Man, you guys are seeing back office stuff there, man. Yeah, $150 a month. I don't need to spend that. I can spend $30 something dollars, and I'm running just fine. There's 580 matches right there. I don't know about Canada. What about Canada? Somebody wants something in South Carolina, right? Charleston. And then we'll stop there. $236. 236, and I just went haywire because I hit the wrong button. But anyway, we'll get it back up in a minute. To and from the north, you got to get out of Canada. You know, that's what you got to do. Now, Canada's all right. Canada's a good place. A lot of good people up there. People are nice in Canada. You know, when I used to drive through Canada all the time, I used to go up there to Saint-Simon, right? Saint-Simon, up in Quebec. And used to pick up big round vats of pork ribs and bring them back to the United States. And I'd drive through Ontario, you know, and then go all the way through into Quebec. And there is a difference between Ontario and the Quebecers. There is a big difference between those two. Right? There's a difference between Ontario, you know, Canada there, and Quebec. There's a difference between. It's night and day, man. Night and day. But let me see here. What do we got? 92509. 100-mile radius around 92509. And it says, what's that supposed to be? Ontario, California? Let me click off this here. 643. 643. Yeah, can't even order a hamburger. Steve Allington and myself say hi from Gats. Can't hear you, it's loud here. Well, you know, that's because you guys are having fun in Gats. I can't be there. Thanks a lot, fellas. You know how to really make me feel good. You know, what's up, Adam? You guys really know how to make me feel good down there in Gats. I see all the fun you're having. I see what you did, Russ. I seen it when you got there, right? So, you know, there you go. Well, Justin, you should know the rate that you want for your truck. See, that's the thing. You should know the rate you want for your truck. And I tell them the rate, and if they don't want to pay me the rate, I just find something else until I get the rate that I want. That's what I do. You know, that's what I do. That's how I do it, Justin. I don't know. Everybody does it different, right? Well, you know your numbers, so you should just ask. You should ask for that or more. And, you know, you don't want to haul for less than that, just find something else that pays it, right? Let's see here. We had someone, I can't really get through these comments too fast. 10455. What's that, the Bronx? Man, who'd want to live in the Bronx? I used to go down to the Bronx a lot too. You know, used to go down there to, you know, the good old market down there, right? Hunts Point, right? And that was fun, right? Hunts Point was fun. Go down there in the middle of the night. That's some good stuff. There was 1,417 100 miles from the 100 miles around the Bronx. So, you know, what we'll do is we'll bring that down. Okay, we'll bring the Bronx down to, how about 25 miles? How's that? How about 10 miles? How many loads are within 10 miles of the Bronx? 101. Here's your Bronx. 101 loads within 10 miles of the Bronx. All right. Watch your mouth. What are you talking about, soul brother? What's up, Jimmy? Gear grabber? I don't know what soul brother number one's talking about. What are we going on here? Florida, there's a lot of loads down in Florida. Everybody has to, you know. Talk about when brokers post rates, then don't let them scare you from asking for more. I always ask for more, right? I always ask for more. I ask for more on every load. I don't care if it's at the price I want. If they tell me, I ask for more. What's the worst thing they can do? They say, no, we can't go that high, right? 100 miles from wherever that was in Florida that you want me to look at. I guess it's, you know, by Lakeland. There's 139 on there. Ain't nothing wrong with the Bronx. I used to go down there all the time. You're in Hunts Point, Greg? Hunts Point's like is it still like a prison down there? You know, about 20 years ago or so when I was there, you know, you'd go in, and if you went there at nighttime, they told you not to stop at the red light so you'll get robbed, right? They'll come out and pull your red, you know, your red airline off and you're stuck, right? So you'd get in there. Once you got in there, it was all big concrete, barbed wire, all that stuff, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, I used to go down there all the time with office furniture, steel case. I used to go down in Manhattan, all that stuff, deliver all that office furniture to all the high-rise buildings. That was back in the day. The only feeds I am getting from Gats is product placements, not truck pics and videos. Well, if you look at Little Guy, he did a live video and he showed all the trucks. He was one of the only ones that did a live video this morning. He was walking through and he was showing the trucks that were there inside the convention center. So, good job for Little Guy to go around and do that. The other guys didn't do that. They're there, you know, just talking and having fun and carrying on, right? Rosa Milano. Gear grabber Von Bang here wants you to do that. You seen the truck, Speedy Productions? Yeah. Yeah, that's the DAT board, Adam. And you have to pay for it. And the only way to get on it is you have to have an MC number or DOT number to get on there. What else we got going on here? Well, Jimmy says you're glad you're with us. Well, you know, I'm hanging out. Since I can't be down there, might as well show a little bit about, you know, you can look on these boards, and there's a lot of freight out there in the country. For instance, okay, there's a load I called on today, right? And I don't have my authority for very long, right? Everybody knows that. So, yeah, I got 1, 2, 3 load board on here too, Adam. It's on here. I belong to that board too. So I call this on this load, and it picks up tomorrow, because I deliver tomorrow, but this picks up tomorrow, and it goes 62 miles, right? About 62 miles. EMIP TV, what's up, EMIP? You know, I'll give him a shout out, man. Dre, you know, he's all right. He's cool. Go check his channel out. He don't need any subscribers because he's got like 100,000 plus or so subscribers. But go check his channel out. And his better half is starting out a channel. Her channel is Introvert. And if you see his stuff, you'll find her stuff. And go subscribe to her stuff because, you know, she's starting out and trying to get her channel going. All right, so back to the story, okay? I call this broker up, and it's just over 60 miles, and it delivers at early in the morning, like 5:30, and they got 450 bucks on it. 450 bucks is not bad for, 60-mile run, right? I mean, it's $7.50 a mile, right? If you want to go by mile. Well, I call them up. I said I need 550. We settled at 500, right? Because it's just a load to get me home, so I don't have to put fuel in the truck. So we sell at 500, and then I start giving my information, and I give them my MC number. And my MC number is a number that's old. It's real old, right? Because it starts with a 0. He says, "Oh yeah, man, you're good." And he pulls up and goes, "Oh, wait a minute, your authority's only, X amount of months old." And I'm like, I said, "That's all right, man. I don't need the load." I said, "But I do have A++ insurance. I do have 26 years, 3 million miles." He says, "You know what?" He looks at my thing, says, "Yeah, you've got good insurance. I'll send you the packet, send you the rate sheet as soon as you send it back to me." And I'm signed up with him now, right? So, this mysterious 6-month, 1 year, and all this stuff, it's really not set in stone. It depends how well you can negotiate with them and persuade them to your side, right? Persuade them to your side. Now, I don't have the gift of gab or nothing, so I really had to work at it, right? I really have to work at it. I don't have the charm or nothing to get anybody really to do anything or talk to me or watch me or nothing. So I really had to work at this, guys and gals. It took a lot out of me, man. I was sweating, carrying on, and almost passed out. But luckily it worked out in the end, right? I got the load, and gear crapper or whatever. I got the load, and just another, another broker that I can haul for, and they got a lot of loads in the area, so it'd be a good business partner anyway. So there you go, and I still got them, I still got them up on the money. Where most people, they wouldn't even ask for that because they'd just be glad that they let them haul the load, right? But I'm in business to make money, so I have a certain amount of money I want to make, and that's what I do. That's how I go about it. Yes, Speedy Productions. Watches all the time, EMIP TV. Really good subscriber, right? Has a lot of content. Now, I'm trying to look up Canada on here. I don't know. Anybody know if the DAT board does Canada? What should I put in here? Let's see. Let me see if it does. Let me see. We're looking. Give me Speedy Productions. Give me a zip code. Give me you guys got a zip code or something, or what town? Give me the town, Speedy Productions. If you're still on here. So, why don't we put like Brampton, Ontario, London, Ontario, or something? All right, I'll put London, Ontario on here. Toronto? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not getting the right abbreviation in here. I don't know if it has it on here or not. It doesn't look like it's got Canada on this. Anybody know if it has Canada on this? Don't know. Can't help you. Toronto, Ontario, ON, right? For Ontario. Is that right? We'll see. Toronto, Ontario. It's bringing up all the Niagara Falls, Buffalo. It's not bringing up any Canadian freight, but it's bringing up all the U.S. stuff. That's what it's bringing up. So I don't know. That's what it's bringing up. All right. So anyway, enough of this. No, I don't know what the search is on. I think I went back to a 100-mile radius. What's up, Truck Driver 101? Twitter. All right, so what do we got going on here? Well, yeah, you should get a higher freight price going into Canada. Truck Driver 101. You should get a better price going in. The Canadian market, I don't go there. I used to go there, but coming out, you should do pretty well too, because the fuel price over there it's way more expensive than over here. And of course, you know, they sell everything in liters over there, right? So, yeah, I think they got a different load board over there. And then TK's throwing horse heads out here because he's going to GATS too. Of course, we won't say nothing more about GATS. So, you know, a lot of guys, you need to have a program, you know, like this to run your trucking company, so you can get all the reports, right? So if I went in here and I just put some dates in here, okay? Let's put some dates, because this program goes back a long time for me. So if I wanted to go back to, let's say, last year, all right, and I said, oh, give me April 1st, and I want to see what I did from the quarter of April, May, and June of that year, right? April, May, and June 30th. And I hit profit and loss, right? And this was back when I was, you know, this is back when I was leased on with a company, right? And it'll give you everything to let you know what. So right here, my full maintenance lease truck, this stupid thing, I touched the screen and it did this. Okay, see that line right there? 32 cents. It was 32 cents a mile. That's what my truck cost me to run for that lease, the full maintenance. You know, I pay nothing else more. It cost me 32 cents a mile on my miles. And it breaks everything down to the cent, right? So tolls I ran was not even a penny. It was 0.4 of a cent back in that quarter. Okay, that's how it works. You know, if you want to extend this out, and by the time I hit August and I hit this, you're gonna see that I was at $1.73 a mile profit and loss. You know, average all expenses 81 cents a mile, is making 92 cents a mile driving the truck for only 39,900. And you know, and it breaks everything down. And truck fuel at the time was 29 cents, 29.5 cents. So that's what that program can do for you. So you can look at it on the side of all your expense categories, and you can fine-tune your company by saying, I'm spending way too much on this side, like fuel, let's say. So you can try to get better fuel mileage, lessen that cost per mile, raise your average profit per mile up. Maybe find better insurance if it's costing you too much. And then that's the way you can get your stuff, you know, up and down on that. So if you had a paid off truck, this is where you find out if it really works. If you had a paid off truck and you got everything in there, all your maintenance and everything, and see what the cost per mile is, right? Right now, this truck this year is running me 32 cents per mile. Just for the full maintenance lease, 32 cents per mile. So if somebody has an old truck and with the fuel, I'm at 62 cents per mile, okay? 62 cents per mile. So if somebody's driving an old truck for the first 8 months of this year, and if their fuel and their fuel and all your maintenance and everything for that truck is over 62 cents, it costs you more than this brand new truck going down the road, full maintenance. So that's how you can actually tell how your old truck's doing compared to something like this. Just those two numbers, right? Just those two numbers. So, and if you don't have something like this to break it all down, it's difficult. Because if I do this on another, I click on another button and I'll show you. I'll show you this. All right, I clicked on a button called revenue by date and stuff, right? So it gives you all the revenue down here. But it breaks it down, okay? Total loaded miles was that, total empty miles was that, total miles is 3991. Average loaded mile was 227 miles. Average empty miles was 82. I did 129 loads in that time. The average actual pay per loaded mile was 236. Actual pay per all miles was $1.73. That includes all the deadhead and everything, right? And then there it is, okay? So this is the real key to tell you how you're doing right there. You're gonna see your loaded miles, your empty miles, your total miles, what your average loaded mile was, and how many empty miles you averaged for that whole time, right? This is from April through August of 2016. And it shows you how many loads it was ran, average pay per mile, and see what the empty miles does for me. It takes me from 236 down to $1.73. A lot of guys don't add this in. They don't even count this stuff. But you got to count it. It's business. And when you really see the numbers, and a lot of people, if they get this program and when they finally do it, they're crying. They don't do it on camera, but they're crying because they think they're doing really well, but when they see that, they're not. Yes, older trucks drink more fuel unless you modify it. I've seen trucks 10 years old getting 9 miles per gallon. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see you get me one of those trucks that gets 9 miles per gallon. I want you to put a 40,000 pound load in that truck, and I want to see you get 9 miles per gallon. I call shenanigans on that, just like the radio show host that has all these people on, I don't forget what they even call the system they put their stuff on. But I don't care if you put so-called bearings in it and this stuff on it and attach this stuff to it, attach that stuff to it. You're not getting 9 miles per gallon. Sorry, it just ain't happening. And until I drive that truck and I put the fuel in it and I see it, it's not getting 9 miles per gallon. Sorry, but it ain't, because they can't hardly make a new truck with all the technology. They're getting 9 miles per gallon right now. Some of them are. But a 10-year-old truck with all those miles, I don't believe that. Not happening. Because a 10-year-old truck's not as aerodynamic as a truck today. And stuff you stick on the side of it, that doesn't make it any more aerodynamic. you know. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Okay. All right, Mark. 550 horsepower C50 and getting 5.5 pulling full gross. Right. You know. I would really like to see a 10-year-old plus truck getting 9 miles per gallon. You might get it empty. You might get it bobtailing. But hell on the load and going up and down the hills, or, you know, going on regular stuff, I don't see that. Anybody else? How many people in this room out of 101 believe a 10-year-old truck's gonna get 9 miles per gallon all the time? Or average 9 miles per gallon. Put that, average 9 miles per gallon. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Never gonna happen. You're never gonna average 9 miles per gallon. It just doesn't work. Man, listen. I've been driving 26 years, 3 million miles. I have owned a lot of trucks, and I have never had a truck average 9 miles per gallon. It doesn't matter what, man. Weird Racing, man. You could draft a truck. You could have a truck pushing you. Man, you get the Santa Ana winds pushing against you, and you have nothing in the box. You still aren't getting the 9 miles per gallon. But when they say that all on the channels, you know, because I go on that satellite channel, I listen to that, and I'm like, you know, there's no way. There's no way. It's all a bunch of hype. And I tell you what. You give me that truck and let me drive it, I bet you it doesn't get 9 miles per gallon. Now, if they're hauling, you know, let's say, I'll give them the benefit. Let's say they are getting 9 miles per gallon. But you know what they're hauling? Air. They're hauling air. That's what they're hauling. They're hauling air. Or they're hauling something that's way under 10,000 pounds, and they're on flat ground, and there's no wind, there's no rain. It's just perfect. Right, Clyde. Exactly right, Clyde. You know. This truck, I'll see what I'm averaging right now. Let me go to this year. I'll go January through now, and we'll see what we're averaging this year. Let me see what my miles per gallon is. Here it is. 1/1/2016 to, oh, this is from last year all the way up until now. So a year and 8 months. This is what this truck averages. 7.98. It's a brand new truck, and I haul a lot of light loads, because almost all that time frame there was at the pumpkin patch, right? And this is hauling flat ground, Midwest only. That's it, Midwest only. 7.98. And now we're gonna go there, Steven. Now let's go here, because see, 55 mile per hour is best for fuel. No, it's not. It's not. See, that's another misrepresentation of fuel mileage in miles per hour. You know what gets you your best miles per hour? Is your low RPM and the low boost. The lower your boost, the lower the RPM, right around the 1,000 RPM mark, right? 1,1200 RPMs gets you your best fuel mileage. Now, at 55, you're not going to get that. I mean, you're got to be way down. You know, running 55 in high gear, you're not even going to be there. It's going to be way below that, and your engine's going to be chugging like crazy. Like this truck here, 65 miles per hour. This truck at 65 turns 1,150 RPMs at 65. That's the way it's geared. That's why Volvo gets the fuel mileage they get. because they set it for 65, because that's the most speed limit in most of the states is 65. So they did it to where the automatic, talking with the computers, giving all the horsepower where it needs it to climb the hills and everything, with all their technology, so it knows when the hills are coming, speeds up, does what it has to do. At 1150 RPM, 65 mile an hour, I'm averaging a 7.98. If I slow it down, I'm not going to get any better because my RPMs are going to go up because I can't keep that lower. Right, so see, Jay Hudson, right, your T680 is at 1400. So this Volvo is going to get better fuel mileage than that truck at 65. Why? Because it's turning 250 less RPMs. Right, Lance? Like Lance's truck. Now, Lance's truck, that's a whole different animal, okay? Because it's not as aerodynamic. So at 65, he's still 200 RPMs, but now comes in the wind drag, right? He's got a W900, so it's not as aerodynamic. So he's going to lose fuel mileage just for that purpose alone. Right? Fitzpatrick said, have you used the Convoy Load app yet? If so, how was it? Anybody know what Convoy is? What is that? Yeah, man, I use the app. It's it works okay. Not a whole lot of loads on there. Not a whole lot of loads. So I usually go off the DAT board and all the other broker boards, right? All the other broker boards. Yeah, Jazz, I just mess with it. I know what it is. I use a lot of the free boards, you know, because usually every main broker, if they're a big broker, big firm, has their own boards, you know, like PLS and Pathmark and what's some other ones, Coyote, because they're UPS owned, right? Coyote's owned by UPS. You know, they got their own board. JB Hunt has their own board. I'm not even going to mention the letter T with the letter L at the end. Forget them. Yeah, Pathmark's still open. They're still around. What's some of the other boards? CH had, you know, they, of course, they've been around forever too. But a lot of them have, you know, TQL. You know, that's the one that really stinks. I did call them today just for the heck of it, because they had a load going right to my house, and I asked them, hey, are these the right towns? And they said, oh yeah, those are the right towns. And then I asked them, okay, now this is what's funny. I'm in Ohio, right? And it's coming out of Ohio, going up there, and it was 280 miles. And I'm thinking this should pay at least $750, because everything else going up to Michigan out of Ohio is going to pay around, for 280 miles, is going to pay around $750, $800. They said 400. I just laughed and hung the phone up on them. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So, you know, I don't do business with them. There are some people on, you know, that have that have social media stuff, and they love that. They love those people. But everybody I've talked to, Justin, I know Justin never had no, you know, I think he hauled a few loads for him, but then he ran into problems, right? And, you know, it just is what it is. Yeah, he's crying, right? Man, here's Justin, right? Justin, yeah, man, I got this good load. TQL. I said, have fun with that. He ran it, calls me up, you know, hey, this is great, man. These guys are awesome. He gets the next load. Man, these guys are great. I think it was the second or third, maybe the third load. Bam. I can't say what he said. These, rah, 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 right? Right? Rah, rah, and I had to pull the phone away from my ear. I had to take my headset off, man, and wash my ears out. from all that stuff he was saying. And you know, yeah, the second one, yeah, it was the second load. and he hurt my ear, man. I pulled my headphone off, and all the words that came out of went in the ear, man. I grabbed the soap, washed it out, you know, like you do to you know, back in the old days, right? Before there was all this stuff saying it'd be child abuse, right? When everybody remembers a gram and everything. I'll wash your mouth out with soap. Well, that's what I had to do to my ear, because Justin, you know, man, he lit it up so bad. Whew! I had to get that out of there. But just kidding with you, Justin. Stay on the road, buddy. You know, if you're driving, don't go off the road. All right, Adam, have a good one, man. We'll catch you later. But so that's how it is, you know. I don't know how they stay in business, Mike. I really don't know. But Trucking Pro software. Now, this is the only software that I've found that is easy to use. And Gear Grabber's trying it out. Now, you know, had to call the little buddy up a couple times. He's called me a few times, you know. Man, I gotta get this in there. How do I get this in there? And I tell him like Ray White, the programmer of this program. I said, did you watch the videos? Did you watch the videos? No, I don't watch no videos. I can't understand them videos. Too technologically for me. So I tell him, I says, hey man, you know, to streamline it, there's ways to streamline it, putting this information in, you know, because, so you can go like this. I'll show you guys. Like if you're going to put in a trip, okay? Let me show you here. Let me get back on the page. I don't want to bore you with getting it to where it's got to be. Okay. All right, so let's say you're going to put this trip in, okay? So you put in a load number, whatever your load number is, and you can put a broker up here, contact information if you want. There's all kinds of stuff you do. If you have drivers, you put the driver, it was the truck, trailer. If you have a chassis, you put chassis in. Seal number, weight, and all this if you want to put this stuff in. And then here's pay categories. You can drop it down and have anything you want in those categories, right? Yeah, he did a great job. So guys that don't know about this, if you click on the pay category, you know, all these will drop down in there, and you can pick whatever you want to fill in the box. Now up here, this is how precise you can get with it. You can put in all your customers' arrival time, you can keep track of your detention time, all this, notes, anything you want to do with this, okay? You can email the client if you want to, right? Then you go to fuel, and you can put in your fuel records, right? And you can click the button here and you can scan them in, so you can have a digital copy of your fuel receipt and throw your other receipt away if you feel like it. Then if you have expenses on that trip, you can go in and put in the expenses for the trip. And then the route, you can go in and put the route in case you want this thing to you know, do its thing, right? All right, Speedy Productions, have a good one. And this will keep track of your IFTA, right? If you want to use this to do that. And you can put in notes, and then at the end, all that stuff in, you can see the profit and loss of the trip. Okay? So there you go. That's, you know, if you had fuel and all that, it'll give you, you know, the deal on the trip. So that's all the stuff you can do in that screen with it. And you can print your load sheet. You can load documents up right there on that button. You can run a route report, invoices, trip reports, all this stuff. What's up, Red Viking Trucker? Yeah, anybody, you know, he's got a ton of subs, right? He's got like a massive amount of subs. Go check his channel out. He gives a lot of really great videos on you know, for all the new guys and stuff coming into trucking, and you know, just a really good guy, man. Plus he's a veteran, so we all like veterans. Thanks for your service, RVT. So, you know, if you hit the truck stops, it's got all the truck stops in here, man, right? Yeah, you're right. Snorler live gas video. Let's get him some GoFundMe money for new sneakers. Well, I got some sneakers, but they won't fit him. I got new ones I can give him, but they won't fit him. But see, he's got all the truck stops in here, right? And you can sort them by name, state, and everything. All right. Yeah, this is Trucking Pro software. And of course, it does all the reports and everything. Put your brokers in here. You can do a fuel edit. If you hit that, you'll see all the fuel that I've done. And you can go and edit all of them. Keep track of your DEF and everything all in there. Like I said, you can load up all your receipts and everything. And you can do your per diem. So, you know, even if you're a company driver, you could use this. And you can put all your per diem in there, and it'll keep track of your per diem. All right? And when it comes tax time, it's all right there. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a percentage. So whatever the government's percentage is at, if it's 80%, you know, you just stick it right in there, and it'll calculate everything for you. All right? So that's that. You know, so it has all the other things too, right? It has all those other things. And yes, Big Joe, you can go back and add, right? Add your stuff in before. That's what's good about it. I actually X'd it out, but I'll bring the program back up and I'll show you. And I got his other programs on here too. I can show you Business Manager, right? Business Manager is slightly different than the owner-operator version, and that's because you can have, let me see if this light is better. How's it? That's because you can have, you can run a whole trucking company. You could have multiple trucks, driver pay, everything. You can do everything from that program, okay? Now, I'm bringing up the revenue box, all right? So here we go. All you gotta do is hit new record down here. You hit new record, okay? This brings it up. Now, all you gotta do is go in here and autofill. You don't autofill, you put in your last date empty, so you can just put in whatever date you want. So you can backdate this. Put your date in and your deadhead, your load date and that, and it's gonna put that before the other ones because it goes by the date. So you can go back and keep adding trips in before the other ones, and it'll catch up. So that's what you can do. Do you usually use any of the major truck stops? If so, do you have any small fleet account with them and give you any kind of discount for single owner operators? Yeah, Frank's big. Well, I use Thunder Funding, right? Thunder Funding, and they give me an EFS fuel card. And I have total control of that card because I got an EFS account, right? When you go to Thunder Funding, use them. They give you the card. You sign into the EFS site, set your card up, and it gives you fuel discounts at the truck stops. And each truck stop's different, right? The Loves is usually a straight 10 cents at the Loves. The other ones are different. And you download the app for EFS, the driver app, and you can click on nearby fuel locations, and you click on the buttons that tells you what price you would pay at those fuel stops. So you can see what your discount is if you get one or if you don't get one. Same thing with the mom and pops and everything. So that's how their card works. And if you wanted to use those folks, talk to Scott Kennedy, tell them you talked to me, and fund your first load. They'll give you $100 on top of whatever your funding is for that first load. Right, Justin? They gave Justin his money. But there are other cards out there. And Justin will tell you, there's one called Nastic, right? Nastic has a fuel card, right, Justin? If he's still on here. Nastic has a fuel card that has some pretty good discounts, but they got an upfront charge, right? They have a membership fee, $300 or so to get the card, to start getting the discounts. Yeah. Yep, Nastic. Yeah. So there's that card. And then there's some other cards. I've had some other drivers tell me about some other fuel cards that give some pretty good discounts. So it's basically, how you want to set your business up and how you want to run it. There's really no right way. As long as you're trying to save money, that's all that counts. Because the more money you can put in your own pocket, the better off you are, right? Right, fellas, guys and gals? Let's see. Trucker Steve says, does the data store locally on your laptop and you need a connection to reach the server? Yes, Trucker Steve, it stores directly on your laptop. So, here's what you do. Here's what you do. We're going to close this out. All right. Now, everything's stored on the laptop. So I click on Utilities, okay? And then right there, Locate Truckin' Pro Database. Right? If I click this, it'll show me the data file on my computer, and then I can just drag it over into my, over here. I'll drag it over into that thumb drive. And then I can store all my work on that thumb drive. So every so often, I will store my data on the thumb drive, and then I'll also store it on a second drive. So if this computer ever breaks or anything, I just download the software. Ray will send me a new code to to authorize it, activate it, because he knows you already paid for it. And then I'll just stick in the thumb drive, and when it comes up, I'll just load that data up, and I'm back and running. I won't lose none of my work, right? So that's the good thing about it. It also has on here, if you have a printer in a truck like this and you don't have any bills of ladings, check this out, folks. You can open up a blank bill of lading, and then you can either print it out, fill it out, print it out, do whatever you want with it. See? Open up a blank bill of lading, and then you can sit there and fill it out. See? You can just fill it out. And then when you're done filling it out, you can export it as a PDF, create a PDF, you can print it, email it, whatever you want to do with it. So you're never without a bill of lading. Pretty slick, huh? Pretty sweet. So, it's got, old Ray's thought about everything. It'll invoice for you, right? It'll do invoices. It's got the trip planner and everything. So if you do invoices and you click on invoice status, it's going to show you these. If you have any outstanding invoices, they'll show you any ones that are due or late, past due, and all the paid ones. So if you're invoicing customers using a funding company, you'll have all kinds of data in there, right? And you can invoice them right from this, right from your computer. So let me see if I can find it. All right, let me show you what this does. All right, let me find the button to get out of this screen. Close, there it is. All right, so I'll show you what an invoice does. If you're not going to use a funding company with this program, all right, I hauled for Coyote Logistics, okay? This is the load, and I'd have all this stuff filled out if I was going to invoice them, right? But this is how easy it is. You got it all in here. You got your pay in here. You click invoice. Bang. Invoice comes up. Got all their stuff in there, and then you fill it out. Invoice number, description and amount, and then you can sit there and email it off to them, and they have the invoice, right? So there you go. So it does that too. You can print the invoice, email the invoice, do whatever you want with it, fax it, all from this program. All from the program. What's up, Eddie? This is Truckin' Pro software. Thanks, Jose. Foglinesoftware.com. F-O-G-L-I-N-E software.com. And if you buy it, you could try it. See, Ray White, he does a wonderful job that everybody, when you download a trial version, you only get bits and pieces, right? They don't let you see the whole thing. A lot of people. Well, Ray gives you the whole thing. When you download this as a trial version for, I think it's 15 days, 10 or 15 days, you got access to everything on that program. It works just like this, just like if you paid for it. So you can play around with it, put all your stuff in it, right? And then when the time's up, let's say you don't buy it, but a month later you want to buy it, you didn't lose that data. That data's still there. It's still there, right? Still there. And bam, there you go, right? You're up and running. And if you use the discount code JL10, you'll get 10 bucks off. Now, this here, this program, Steven says, Trucking Pro looks very good, simple software, just enough features, it's cheap, hope has thousands of customers. Well, Ray was truck driver, okay? He was an owner-operator for years and years and years. He had a lot of trucks on with Landstar. You know, he owned tractors and trailers, and he slowly started selling off his fleet because he developed this program years and years ago. And he took suggestions, right? He has suggestions. If you want to see something in the program, want something added to the program, if something you can do something better, when the new update comes in, it's probably going to be in there because he listens to truck drivers, because he was a truck driver. And so when he got this built to where it is, because there's trucking companies that run their whole trucking company off this with lots of trucks. They use this right here. And so he finally sold his last tractor trailer, and this is all he does now. His whole time's devoted to this program and making it better and making it work for everybody that wants to use it. Now, if you're a Landstar guy, right, because he was at Landstar, so he has a Landstar version of this. So when you click on agents, it has all the agents that Landstar has, all right there, because he was a Landstar guy. So he has a version just for them. And you'll see it when you go to the his website, if you go there and check it out. So that's on the Trucking Pro software. We showed on the DAT board, for the guys that want to see all the loads, around the area. And that's about it for today. What do you think? I think we should end the video. So I know Gear Grabber's still putting his stuff in this program tonight. Hope he doesn't cry when he actually sees what he made. So brother number one says, so how much money would you have before you get your authority? That depends, right? It depends. Some guys start it. Hey, is that big surprise in place? What surprise in place? So, some people have a lot of money when they start it. Some have a little bit of money. It just depends on your situation. Basically, here's the thing. If you're leased on with a company, right? Yeah, Eddie, try it out, man. And put, go back. If you write everything down, and guys, and let me give you a tip. Snorlord gave me this tip a long time ago. And here's what I do. Here's what I do. All right. You get yourself one of these daily agendas, right? And then you open it up, and per day when you do your load, you write your load information in there. How much it is, what your invoice number is, or your load number, and then when you get to arrive at the place, you write your miles down, and when you leave the place, when you get to your receiver. You get to your shipper, write the miles on your odometer. You get to the receiver, write your miles on the odometer. Then after a week or whatever, you can go to this program and go right off these pages and put it all in there, and it goes real quick. And then you know exactly what's going on with your company. So that's a good thing, because it's a daily planner. You just go through the dates and write your information down for your trips. That way you could transpose it into this program really easy. That's one way to do it. Let's see here. Yeah, Mike, it's good for a company driver. He's developing a program. It might be out now. He was just doing the videos on it for company drivers, right? For company drivers. But you could do it in this too, you know. If you're going to go to that next step, yeah, the more you can learn before you get there, the better off you'll be. Let's see. I was talking to Eddie there, but I lost the thought there. Oh, we were talking about Soul Brother and how much to have to get your authority. See, here's the thing, Soul Brother, and I won't read any more comments and get distracted. All right. First of all, are you still on here? And I'll answer the question to the best of my ability anyway. Yes or no, Soul Brother, you're still here? Why I'm waiting for Soul Brother to answer if he's still here or not. Frank says, do you recommend hiring CPA for your taxes, or better off learning how to do the taxes myself? And if I chose a self route, what app or program do you recommend? All right, TurboTax, or I use H&R Block's. It used to be called Tax Cut, but H&R Block bought Tax Cut out, and now it's just called H&R Block. Premium Edition, Small Business Edition. See, the regular edition you can get for like 20 bucks. That has everything in it, right? They all have, that has everything in it, but it just doesn't give you the video help. And then you go to the deluxe and the premium and the business and so forth. And if you have a corporation and you're going to do both taxes, I suggest you buy the one for, it's like $80, and it'll walk you through it. But once you do it and you're proficient at it, you can buy the lowest one they have, because you don't need that tutorial, and then you could just do it all right there, right? Okay, so all right, so Soul Brother didn't answer, so we're going to answer the question right now. All right, if you're leased onto a company already, you don't have to have a whole lot of money to get your authority, okay? As long as you have the money to get a trailer, to get your insurance and your plates, you're ready to go. Because if you fund, right, and a lot of people say, oh man, you shouldn't use a funding company. Well, you know what, it's only 3%, and you know what, you get your money and you don't have to wait 30-45 days and may not even ever get it, or try to keep track of who owes you, who doesn't owe you. So if you use a funding company, you can come right out of the gate with not a dime in your pocket, really. Pick up your first load, and if you needed fuel for 20 bucks, they'll give you half your money up front, right? Yeah, it's non-recourse, 3%, and boom, you're off and rolling. And then after you deliver that load, if you're really tight for money, let's say it's a $2,000 load, they'll pay you the same day, small fee, or you can wait till the next day and get the money, for not that bigger fee. So you can be off and running, and you get, if you do one load a day, you'll get paid every day. After you do that first load, you get paid the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and so on, right? So the cash flow is not a problem. So, would it be nice in a perfect world to have a lot of money in the bank to do it? Sure, it's always nice to have that. But if you're already a lease, lease operator, which means lease on a company, owner operator, doesn't matter if you buy the truck, own the truck, rent the truck, lease the truck, whatever, doesn't really matter, right? All right, Soul Brother. So you've been hearing all this. So you can do it with hardly no money, because if you're already at a company with a truck and you're using their authority, as long as you got the money, like Justin said, he paid $6,500 to get going. As long as you got the money to get it started, you're going to drive the truck and make the money, because the money is going to roll in. You're not going to wait a week to get your money like you do with these big carriers, right? Where they pay every Friday or every Thursday, or whatever their pay schedule is. So you're waiting 7 to 10 days to get your money right now, most time anyway. Now you can get your money right after you do the loads, bang, bang, bang. So your cash flow is, and it's a lot easier to run a business when you got cash flow coming in all the time instead of once a week. A lot easier to run households when you got cash flow coming in, because if something happens, you really need money, you go grab that $1,000 load and you deliver it the next morning, and bam, you know, you got money. So it's a lot easier to operate when you got cash flow that easy. Hope that answers some of your questions. Yes, Justin. Justin's right. Justin says don't use GL authority to help you have a way to do it. Right, Justin? Justin, didn't you watch my video? Justin! No, I'm just kidding, man. Yeah, Justin used a GL authority and they messed it up, right? And Justin, isn't it right? If they mess up your application, boy, it's a bummer trying to work with the government trying to get something fixed, isn't it, my friend? Does it take a while to fix up a mistake? Yeah, 2-week delay, and time is money. Jeff, what GPS do you use, and do you have a printer in your truck? Well, I hope Gear Grabber's not in here. I use Garmin. I had bad luck with the Rand McNally, so I went with Garmin. You know, I gave it back, got the Garmin. Now Gear Grabber hates the Garmin. He loves the Rand McNally. So it's all on personal preference. You got DesoCam. All right, so now I'll show the printer. This is what I have, okay? I have a, see, I didn't know if I wanted to park here. Why do people park? You know, they got all this room. Okay, look. They have all these parking spaces. I'm at a travel plaza. In here, there's no, I'm at the last spot in the white line, and what's he do? He parks right next to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I have this, okay? That is a laser printer, fax, everything. That is, there you go. It's the whole thing. And it's a fast printer. And it prints. It prints double-sided, right? So if it says 10 pages and I hit print, it only comes out on 5 because it prints both sides. If I wanted to print in a booklet form, it'll print in a booklet form, right? But it's a fast printer, copier, all that. But there are apps to where you really don't need that. You know, you have the Cam Scanner app, and then Justin, he uses the mobile app to fill out the pocket, you know, out the packets, right? Adobe's got the apps, and you got the Cam Scanner app, and you got a lot of apps that can do that. Okay. I like how you hung back on the end cap. Still a bad idea. What are you talking about? I like how you hung back on the end cap. Still a bad idea. What's a bad idea? End cap. I didn't follow you, Robbie. Yeah, Adobe Fill. Oh yeah. Yeah, I held back. Yeah, you know. So people go around. You know, if they want to turn around, I'm back 3 or 4 feet off that end line. Yeah. Well, I'm not on the end cap now. The guy beside me, he's on the end now, right? But see, I'm in a service plaza, so the end shouldn't matter because it's, you got, you know, 5 trucks could fit between everybody. But then these guys are going to park on the outside because they can't park, right? They can't park, so they're going to park all along the side here. And then they're going to jam up here when they got all this parking over here. There's 20,000 acres over there that nobody's at. You know, it don't matter, you know, you can never, no matter where you park. Have you guys ever done this? You've been in the business long enough, people. You could, right? Yeah, Rob, you got me. You're probably sitting right next to me. I waved at you. All right, so here you go. You pull into a truck stop, and there's 2 trucks there. And you go way out back. I mean, way out back. You park, there's nobody around for a mile. And a guy pulls in, and where does he park? Right next to you. Right next to you. And it's like, Dude, all these spots, you want to come park right next to me? And then they run their truck. I don't get it, right? I don't get that, but that's what happens. I guess they think you're going to save them or something if something goes down. Yeah, he probably is stealing your fuel. That's why you got locking caps, and you got the one caps on where when you open it up, if you don't put in the code, right, the Uzi comes out, and you find them laying on the ground the next morning. You put the shocker caps on, right? Give them a jolt. Got them hooked up to the batteries at night. Flip it on so someone touch it, they get the jolt. I think they need your help with their numbers. Yeah, the regens. Well, they're not supposed to idle those motors, so you should never hear them regen because the motors aren't, made to idle. Do you have an emergency bucket or just in case? I got a trash can. That thing's full of all my food I made, man. Dude, I made a big dinner. All right. Good God, those property taxes. 20,000 acres. Oh, yeah, I've had my fuel stolen over the years. Sure have. And now I protect it by electricity. What is the most percent to give to a factoring company? Well, the reason why I picked, and here's how the factoring companies will work, right? All right, RVT, man. If you lose us, welcome. We're glad to have you here, brother. All right, so factoring companies. The more you factor, the better rate you're going to get eventually, right? If you're at a 3%, pretty soon you can get down to about a 1.8, 1.9. If you factor a lot of freight through, bills through them. Now, most factoring companies will say 4%, right? 4%. They're straight 4%. They'll give you money the same day, but there's catches. See, there's a reason why I picked the people I picked. Some people like them. Some people, don't like it. It just all depends. They all have their fees. Now, this is why I picked them, okay? Most factoring companies have 1-year deals or 6-month deals. Mine's 3 months, and if you don't tell them at the end of 3 months you're done, it just rotates over to another 3, okay? Now, they have a sliding scale, 3 or 4%, depends on when they get their pay. So they have a reserve, right? So if it's a $1,000 load, they'll give you $900 up front, and they keep 10% in the reserve account, and then when they get paid within 30 days, they give you 7% back. So you're gonna get charged 3%. If it's after 30 days, they give you 6% back, so they take 4%. But here's the main reason why I picked them. Most of the funding companies, you got to fund all of your freight bills for them, all of them. They allow you to factor only the companies you want to factor. So for instance, if you haul a Coyote Logistics load and you factor through them, you have to factor every Coyote Logistics load you haul through them. But if you haul a, pick another one, I don't know, C.H. Robinson load, but you didn't factor it to them, you want to just, they pay, when you want to get paid, you don't have to factor it to them, right? You just get the money. So that's why I picked them, because most of them will do that. You got to factor everything through them, your whole operation. They let you pick and choose who you want to factor through them. But once you factor that company, you always have to factor that company until the end of your contract's up, and then you can re-up another one or whatever. So yes, they are optional. That company, Thunder Funding, is an optional factoring company. They have no limit of what, no criteria of how small the factoring amount. They have no set limits. You have to factor so much money. They're non-recourse. You know, so that's why I picked them. 3-month deals, and you can factor who you want to factor through them. That's the main reason. Now I looked at other ones. Okay, this is what kind of was funny. Love's contacted me, and they say, oh, you know, we give you this, you know, we'll give you $1,500 in fuel, you know, that you can slide your card up to $1,500 in a week for fuel and $1,000 for the tire shop. But as soon as you factor the load at 96%, right, they take 4%, they take that money back. Okay, not only that, they say, oh, we give you 8 cents off per gallon. Well, guess what? These guys are giving me 10 cents off per gallon. Shouldn't Love's factoring company give you more off per gallon than these other guys? They're part of Love's. They should get a better discount than the other guys, right? Everybody agree with that? That if you're factoring through Love's, you should get a better discount than the guy over here that's not? I don't know. I just found that kind of odd. How would they know you didn't factor all the bills through them? Well, for one, let's see. Well, Lance said they really wouldn't know, but a lot of the brokers, right, if you they'll have their own part, right, where they get their money, and a lot of them will here, Mike, take care of that, will you? So a lot of them will they check because they attach what is it called, a UC, I forget the right terminology, UC something, right? UC something. I forget what they attach to you. They attach something to your record, and so when they look it up, they see that you have an attachment, which means that company has all your receivables, and those companies that you're supposed to factor through all the time, right? You're supposed to factor through all the time, and if you don't, they can come back and ask you for the money. See, that's the problem with that, right? So just get them out of here, ban them. They're stupid. You know, that's all they got. They have nothing better to do in life. So anyway, I'm showing 0 people in here, so the feed's going haywire. So we're gonna get off here. Everybody have a good one. We'll see you later, and thanks for the super chat at the beginning of all this stuff. And we'll see y'all later. And the old nay there, you're just a plain old idiot. How's that? Hey Dale, nice you to pop in here. Well, we sent him to the dunce chair, Frankie. We sent him to the dunce chair, right? That's what we did. Yeah, Steven, you're too late, man. We're leaving. 83 minutes. We're not talking in like an hour and 2 hours or whatever. Well, maybe when I open the doors up and say applications are here, and I throw that link out there, maybe I'll get some people to apply. What do you think? So see, these trolls, see, they don't understand something, right? Here, let me give old Big Joe something. Old Big Joe, man, he loves the Hemis. So guess what, Big Joe? You're gonna get a wrench, right? Give Big Joe a wrench. Yeah, this one's staying up, so I'm gonna end it right here. It's up. If you want to see it, you can replay it. Juan, what's going on? The video will stay up. All right. So we'll see y'all later. Until next time. And guess what? You're not going to last long either. So you can just do all your little dance and stuff. You're gone. You're out of here. See you later. All right, Mike. Hey, get a hold of me sometime. All right. We'll see y'all later, man.